Hello, I'm Tom Zawistowski, president of the We the People Convention, and I'm making this short video to try to help you understand how important it is for we the people to act right now to demand equal justice under the law. And if we don't act right now, we're not going to get it, and we're going to lose our country. Let me play you this short clip from the Sean Hannity show from just this past week.
All right, last question. I keep hearing that the IG report's going to be devastating. But then I'm hearing, on the other hand, well, there's a lot of considerations about whether they can get a conviction. What they'll do is they'll embarrass everybody. And I'm thinking, well, either there's premeditated fraud on the FISA court, which we know happened. We know they lied. We know the statute also demands that when they find out the truth, that they go back to the court and tell them the truth. That never happened. Is that the swamp protecting the swamp? Is that the likely outcome in this, John Solomon?
I think we need to wait and see. That we just saw this expansion, the Durham investigation. Let's see how the Justice Department
little birdies are singing in my ear. I mean, I've always said this.
I've always said that I thought it was going to be a hard case for the Justice Department to prosecute its own. I still believe that today.
Okay, so that means that anybody in this audience would be able to bring false information. They know that it's false, swear that it's true, and get a warrant to take away the rights of an American citizen, spy on a presidential candidate, transition team, and president. And you don't get indicted for that, John Solomon?
I hope that isn't true. I hope that there is accountability. But let's first see the facts before we make any conclusions. I always want to rest on the facts, not supposition.
We already know the facts. Don't we know don't we know there was FISA fraud? We know the facts.
I guarantee you're going to learn a lot more facts in the next 2 weeks when this FISA report comes out. There's explosive new information in there. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah. So there's going to be a lot more facts. Who cares? Who cares if there's a lot more facts if there's no prosecutions? The book Ball of Collusion by Andrew McCarthy is literally an indictment. He's a former federal prosecutor. He lays it out, chapter and verse. This is who did what, when they did it, how they did it, what laws they broke, and what they should be charged with. If they don't get charged, folks, we're done. We're done. And what John Solomon just said is, I've always been concerned that the Justice Department won't be able to prosecute their own people. Yeah, we're concerned about that. That's why you and I need to get out there and protest and demand equal justice. Because let me explain this to you. Without equal justice under the law, we are not a nation at all. Now, that's a nice slogan, but what does it mean? It literally means that if Clapper and Comey and Brennan and Rice and McCabe and Strzok and Page and all the rest of them, if they don't get charged with the crimes they committed, we know they committed. It's documented. It's not opinions. They're facts. If they don't get charged, then we're not a nation ruled by law. We're a nation where you and I are ruled by men and women who break the law, who will do anything to rule over us. Seriously, if you've been rigging elections, and I believe they have our whole lifetime, and you don't get charged with it, why would you stop? Why would you stop? If you've been robbing banks and the local police and the local judge and the local newspaper all know that you're the guy that's robbing the banks and you don't get arrested and prosecuted, why would you stop robbing banks? So my question to you is, how can we win in 2020 if there aren't convictions for these people? You're seeing the insanity. You're seeing the perversion of our rule of law in Washington every day, where there is no due process. President Trump has no due process. You can't interview these witnesses. You can't know the name of the whistleblower. You can be charged anonymously. And then what do they say in the Kavanaugh hearings? Oh, you have to prove you're innocent. No, our law says you have to prove I'm guilty. I'm innocent until proven guilty. But that's not what's going on. And so my point to you is, the reason I'm asking you guys to get out and do sign waves, right? And we went as the Portage County Tea Party and we protested outside the FBI building. Why did we do that? What's the message? The message is, we the people will never agree to be second-class citizens and ruled over you. And we are going to stand up and fight you if you don't enforce the law. If you don't enforce the law equally among everyone, then we the people have no choice but to enforce the laws ourselves. Now, I know that sounds terrible, but I got news for you. The alternative is worse. Because if they steal the election next year, We're done. We're done. You will have no rights. You will have no guns. You will have no constitution. You will be guilty until you prove yourself innocent in a kangaroo court. That's called Venezuela, folks. That's called China. That's called democratic socialism, which is communism. I'm begging you. Now is the time to stand up. AG Barr and President Trump need to know that we, the people, the public, are demanding justice and want them to prosecute. If we don't do that, they're not going to do it. Understand? If we, the people, don't create public pressure to make it impossible for them not to charge these people and convict them, they're not going to do it. I'm begging you, get out in the streets, get public, fly your Trump flag, write letters to the editor in your newspaper, post on blogs, call in radio talk shows, and then get signs and go stand at busy intersections and demand equal justice under the law, or we're not going to have any justice at all. Thank you for watching this video. Please share it with others, and please visit the WeThePeopleConvention.org website, where you can get this video and lots of other important information about what you can do to defend your freedom and liberty.